Hey everybody, Zach again at newtutorial.com. Wanted to come in and do a video for you guys. I want to give you our last garden update. You say, last, Zach? Well, why is it your last garden update? I mean, it's just spring, you know, almost the beginning of summer, end of spring. Well, we got something very special in store for you that we're going to be talking about at the beginning of next month. So, end of this month, beginning of next month, July 1st, we'll be talking about something spectacular that you'll be able to see from our homestead coming up at the end of this month. So we'll do most of our other stuff then. I'll leave that for a surprise at a later date. But I wanted to give you an update, the last update for this channel of our garden. So here we go. We're going to start off at our achicha cucumbers. We are at our arbor that we built. Last time we showed you in the video the arbor that we built here. This is all built out of cedar post, and we started achicha cucumbers. Now there's really two exotics that I really want to try to get off the ground here in my garden, and the first one was our achichas, and this is going just great. I mean, it's already up above, way above my head, the top of the arbor, and so we're very excited to see that. That is just amazing. It's coming up in a whole bunch of different vines that are climbing up. We put some jute twine here, just strung it up in a bunch of different places, and it's grabbing a hold of that all over the place and just flying up the arbor. And we're going to run some more jute here in a little bit, and then so give it some more areas to grow. This one here is just kind of getting started and going up that way, and there's another vine going up there, and then over on this side, this vine is starting to wrap around that post there just a little bit. And this one here, oh boy, you can kind of see him right there in the shadow. I whacked him with a weed whacker. So not so good for him, but you know, he's still hanging in there. Maybe he'll produce something, I don't know, but I got a little careless with the weed whacker and nailed him. But the rest of it's going really well, so we're very excited to see the achichas, which are just an amazing producer. There's no flowers on it yet. They don't produce flowers until late in the summer, and then once they produce flowers, it's basically early fall when they just really start to hammer out the cucumbers, and you can harvest them at that point. So, but yeah, it's going great. It's going to be a fast grower from here on out, and so we'll look forward to seeing. I'll keep you updated on that down the road. So the rest of the garden's going pretty well. Everything's growing. We got lots of tomatoes. I got 4 rows of tomatoes. I got bush beans. Got some cabbages over there that are going great. These are pole beans over here, and we had a few problems with pests, not very many. Actually, my biggest pest so far has been my donkey. My donkey in a number of areas put its head over the fence and annihilated the broccoli heads that I had, and I only have like 2 or 3 broccoli heads left, broccoli plants left that the donkey hasn't been able to get to. And so, but that's my biggest pest so far is the broccoli. Other than that, the pests have been kept under control with the neem oil that I've been using. Good for the neem oil. I totally recommend that. I've been using it pretty heavily along with the Dr. Bronner Sal Suds. And so combining those two things, spraying heavily, I haven't had any potato problems. In fact, I'll show you the potatoes. Last time I left you off was the box. I only had 1 plank down here. 1 plank. I added a second plank. Again, you know, all around the 4 sides, and look at that. That's huge. That is huge potatoes. And so it's filled the entire box with potato plants, and I've had 0 pest problems with this. I've been picking off potato beetles every so often when I see them, but for the most part the neem oil has done its job, and there is no potato beetles. 0. I saw a couple slugs once. They were kind of eating on something, but I mean, it was basically, I mean, they haven't really taken off because I think the neem oil just shuts them down. And so, and then also on these cages here, these are also, you know, piled up potato plants that we have started, and they're just going along just great too. So I can't complain at all. And like I said, I attribute all this to the neem oil and keeping those bugs away. 100% organic, totally natural. It comes from the neem tree in India, and it does a great, fantastic job of getting rid of those nasties. And so very excited to see that potato box going the way it should and growing. And I think that'll be the last plank. I'm going to fill the dirt level all the way up to the top. It's almost to the top. It's about halfway up to this middle plank now. I'll keep filling it up, and that'll be where I stop it, and then where it goes from there is where it goes from there. Back behind here, I have those are all sunflowers. Those are mammoth sunflowers, the bigger ones behind them. And there's some other stuff over there. There's our strawberry patch over that way. You can't really see because there's a bunch of weeds here that I haven't cut down. But there's a carrot box over there too. That's going pretty well. But other than that, I have a lot of tomatoes on my plants. I'm putting cages on there. What I'm using for the cages, here's one of my tomato plants. What I'm using for is just cattle fencing that's been used, basically wound up in a circle and tied, and that's basically my tomato cage, and I can use that year after year after year. It'll hold up well in the weather. It'll weather really well, and so we're just going to use cattle fencing wound together as our tomato cages. It's a pretty cheap option, and so we have lots of it left around here, and so it's going really well. And there's tomatoes on some of those plants already that are forming, and there's some tomatoes on some of these others that are doing really well, and so they're growing. Tomatoes are fine. This one over here, I'll make a special mention of this one. This was given to me by a friend, Mary. She lives nearby, and she gave us this plant. This is I forgot what she called it, but it's a tomato plant that's in a shell. I forgot what those are called. The tomatoes that are in a shell. Basically, you have to peel the shell off. There's different tomato varieties that are like that, and I forget what that's called right now. But anyway, it tastes like a pineapple, and so it's just an interesting plant. She gave me that, and I decided to grow it, and it's growing really well since I've had it. And then this one over here was supposedly developed by somebody in our state who developed this particular tomato plant just for our state and the weather that we get here, the hot, extreme heat that we get sometimes in the summer. And so I got that variety from Mary as well, and so it looks like it's going pretty good. And I got a cage around it, so it was kind of starting to lean over. So that was an interesting. Most of these other tomato plants have all started from seed. I started all these from seed. There's a couple here that were given to me. A couple of these are probably hybrids. I think one's called a Better Boy and a Celebrity. They were given to me. People give me plants, and so I planted it. But the rest of these are Arkansas Travelers and Homesteaders that are started from seed, an heirloom variety. So other than that, that's about it. That's about it for a garden update. I got some other things I got to tend to, but stay tuned for the end of the month. This is our last garden update here on this channel. We'll talk some more later coming up on a different channel, but you got to wait to find out where. All right, I'll talk to you later. Go home, read your Bible. Thanks.